The Orkney Islands are well known for their outstanding natural beauty and signs of earlier civilizations. Now they're also a magnet for progressive industries and innovative new businesses. This film will look at the work of 5 entrepreneurial companies that are building and enriching the region's diverse economy in a sustainable way. Orkney Fishermen's Society and Orkney Meat showcase the island's revitalised premium farming and fishing industries. Sheila Fleet Jewellery and Hume Sweet Hume Textiles exemplify the expert craftsmanship present here. And forward-looking consultancy Aquaterra is leading the way with its work in marine renewables. From the food and creative industries to renewable energy, Orkney is more than you imagined. Perhaps the best-known traditional source of income for Orkney Islanders is fishing. Orkney Fishermen's Society was first established in 1953. Today it is a profitable enterprise with a multi-million-pound turnover, a host of awards and an enviable roster of blue-chip clients.
The idea of setting up the cooperative was largely to put the fishermen more in control of what happens to the product right through to the customer. The business has expanded, and in the 60s we started processing brown crab as well as exporting lobsters, and now the cooperative has about 200 members, 70 to 80 active fishermen, about 60 staff, and now the largest crab processing factory in the UK.
At the factory, Orkney Fishermen's Society processes some of the finest and freshest crab and lobster. Rich in omega-3 trace minerals and vitamins, crab is increasingly popular with consumers.
We've seen a considerable growth in crab sales over the last 5 years. The biggest advantage we have in Orkney is the closeness we have to such a huge coastline. All the crabs are landed on the same day that they're caught, and they come up here and they're stored in our chill, where we keep them as cold as possible to maintain the freshness.
Orkney Fishermen's Society combines traditional and sustainable methods with modern processing facilities. All its products are caught in the waters around the Orkney Islands, so the Society understands that sustainability is key to its continued success.
A lot of our fishermen are guys that first went to sea with their own grandfather, maybe in a small boat, and they want to be doing the same for their grandkids. So sustainability is really at the core of all our practices. Fishermen, they own the business. They're the first part of our quality system, and the best place to reject a crab's on board the boat because it can go straight back into the sea and live. So the fishermen sign up to our quality procedures, and they're very selective in what they keep and what they put back.
An important source of income and employment for Orkney Islanders is the livestock industry. Orkney Meat has carved a niche for itself across the UK by emphasising the quality of its beef and its lamb.
Within Orkney, it's beef cattle that we have. That means that there's no dairy influence in it, and that does make a big difference to the type of beef that you eat. Furthermore, the female side of the herds is mostly Aberdeen Angus. It does give you a far better eating quality.
Orkney Meat's processing complex boasts state-of-the-art facilities and equipment throughout, with full traceability from point of entry. Quality Meat Scotland tested sirloin steaks from a number of locations around the UK, and Orkney Island Gold beef came out top for taste, texture and flavour.
Our beef in terms of quality and taste is far superior to anything that's out in the market at the moment. If you were going to eat meat and me trying to convince you of eating meat, then you should be eating my product because of the quality and the fact that we've actually been backed by Quality Meat Scotland and saying that we have the best taste and tenderness of meat.
Modern technology and high levels of customer service have not changed the emphasis that Orkney Meat places on traditional values. There is additional chill space which allows meat to be hung on the bone to mature properly. And all the meat comes from animals born, reared and finished on the Orkney Islands, often never moving from the farm of birth.
The farms in Orkney tend to be small, mostly small family-owned units. And therefore, with a small farm, you get the owners. They would know most of the cows on the farm individually, really, and they take great care and pride in looking after them. And I think it's very much a passion with folk, a lot of the farming that goes on up here.
Orkney excels in craftsmanship. Drawing inspiration from the surrounding environment, Sheila Fleet designs and produces sophisticated gold, silver and enamel jewellery collections that reflect the colours of the sea, sky and landscape.
I always feel you can't see anything in this house because of the trees. Up here in Orkney you can see for miles, and the colours up here somehow are really wonderful. So I use enamels, silver, gold and stones to kind of replicate ideas like patterns that I can see in nature.
All of the items are made individually to order by a skilled team of craftspeople and artisans at Sheila's workshop in Orkney. Each design is made using the lost wax process from the original master pattern and then hand finished on a traditional jeweller's bench in either silver or gold. This piece has been inspired by the island's standing stones.
The standing stones is something that I've used as a collection, and the wonderful eroded surface textures and the fact that flagstones are made in layers. It's just a wonderful textural thing to make jewellery from.
Sheila Fleet's client base is wide. The jewellery firm sells items from its stores in Orkney and Edinburgh as well as via a website. All the products are crafted locally, with the inspiration coming from Orkney.
After I'd worked years in industry, I wanted to set up a business and work in a very happy, pleasurable environment. Well, Orkney is the perfect setting for that, to do that. I pinch myself daily because I think I'm so lucky to end up having such a nice environment to work in at home and have a wonderful bunch of people to come and work with me.
The Orkney Island of Westray is home to the successful Hume Sweet Hume textiles business. Run by sisters Liza and Jenna Hume, the firm has grown from the kitchen table to one that employs 16 outworkers across the island.
In the beginning, we started from my kitchen at home. I had 2 young children at the time, so I do remember one of our first orders, which was quite a big order to a company in London, and we were very excited about it, but we were wrapping it at 3 in the morning on my sitting room and just hoping that everything went out without marmite or marmalade on it, because there were kids running about everywhere.
Today, Hume Sweet Hume produces a range of garments and interior and clothing accessories. All the products are handmade, with many of the original designs inspired by nature. Buttons, for example, are local pebbles.
I think the inspiration is our surroundings for the textures and the colours, and a lot of our customers, especially in the south, comment on that. They sort of generalise it to Scotland, but because of the heather colours and the sea colours.
The styles are very much what we would probably like to wear ourselves. They're quite free-shaped, things that you can wrap and play around with a wee bit, layer, and wear with other things, you know, so it's not very specific in terms of a garment.
With many repeat customers, the sisters' original designs and prints are proving a hit throughout the UK. Hume Sweet Hume is proof that a small local business can be a success, provided there's enough determination and inspiration.
It is hard work, and we work many, many hours, but we really enjoy what we do, and that is the important thing, and then the rest flows along with it.
We live in a wonderful island. We have great support from the local people, and we just really love what we do.
In many ways, Aquaterra represents the future of the Orkney Islands. It's an environmental services consultancy with a passion for renewable energy, a field where the Orkney Islands leads the world.
Marine renewables and renewables as a whole is going to be an important part of our future energy mix. It's probably yet to be proven exactly how much energy we can take from it. But our feeling is certainly that rather than put up barriers to this kind of energy, we should be trying to take as much of it as we can within the bounds of sustainability.
Aquaterra draws on the knowledge of a team of experts to provide a wide range of environmental support. It looks specifically at the interaction between industry and the environment. It is international in outlook and also involved heavily in local projects.
The Aquaterra ethos is to try to
work with local communities and try to look at ways where projects can therefore be more sustainable and realistic in their outlook.
What we're able to do is take relatively small projects that are happening in Orkney, but then apply them to issues that are arising in other places. And by looking in some depth at the relationship that communities and the natural environment have with industrial activities here, we can then take that learning and apply it to global problems.
Aquaterra is involved closely in the development of wave and tidal energy, believing it can create a useful source of energy as well as local jobs. This prototype rig is testing one of the first tidal turbines in the world, scientific research of global importance.
Orkney's blessed with tremendous renewable resources. We've got pretty strong winds, we've got huge seas and swift tides, and because of that resource there's a tremendous appetite in the islands to exploit those renewable resources, and companies like Aquaterra are at the forefront really of this technology on a global basis.
Innovation and entrepreneurial drive often lie behind success. The companies featured in this film are no exception. By combining modern and traditional business practices and by acting responsibly and in harmony with the nature surrounding them, the firms are ensuring future success. Not just for themselves, but for the Orkney Islands as a whole.